Today, Renewi has announced its end-of-year results for the period ending 31st of March 2022, and I'm delighted to be joined by Renewi's CEO, Otto de Bont, who's going to talk me through some of the background behind those results and also a little bit about what the future has in store for Renewi. So, Otto, the company had a really good year, ending significantly ahead of expectations. So just talk us through the company's performance and what led to the uplift.
Yeah, indeed. Renewi had record performance throughout the year. Revenues were up 10%, underlying EBIT up almost 80% to over 130 million. And our end markets continue to evolve positively, with climate-driven legislation and corporate strategies supporting increased recycling and demand for secondary materials. And this in turn is driving a sustained increase in the recycled prices.
Now, the last couple of years, as everybody knows, have been a bit tough. How did Renewi cope with the fallout from COVID?
Yeah, we in parallel managed the aftershocks of COVID with ongoing tight control of cost and also an ability to pass on the inflationary pressures to our customers. We made good progress on our key strategic initiatives to deliver sustained growth, and in particular with our commitment to put over 100 million of capital into our innovation portfolio.
Sustainability is really at the heart of Renewi's business model, and Renewi enables the circular economy, which of course is so vital if society is to meet its carbon reduction goals. Can you explain a bit more to me about how sustainability fits in with Renewi, and also talk us through the progress that's been made so far?
Sure. Well, beyond the energy transition, circular economies have a very important contribution to make to climate change mitigation. And according to the Circularity Gap report, released earlier this year, even if countries were able to fulfill their emission-cutting promises as part of the Paris Climate Accord, this will only boost progress by 15%. So the remaining 85% will be delivered by prioritizing the circular economy and to adopt circular strategies, reuse, recycle, production of secondary raw materials, to replace the use of virgin resources.
How are you investing to meet the demands of the circular economy?
Now, over the past year, we have continued to advance our innovation pipeline by committing to deploy over 100 million euros over the next 3 years, and all at 16% plus pre-tax rates of return. There are 4 key projects within this commitment. First, advanced sorting of residual waste. Second, advanced sorting of plastics. The third is advanced sorting of building materials into sand, gravel, and fillers. And the fourth is advanced treatment of the organic materials like food and green waste. And in each case, these projects focus on increasing the valorization of the waste to produce better output products that meet secondary material customer needs.
So what are your prospects like over the next financial year, and what are the future opportunities for the company?
Now, we expect Renewi's performance over the next few years to strengthen further. 2 years ago, we announced 3 strategic value drivers, which together will increase profits by 60 million. These are our investments in circular innovations, the recovery of ATM, and the digitization of the simplification program for our company that will drive efficiency, called the Renewi 2.0 program. This will be supplemented by selectively growing market share with the potential for M&A.
So what has been the impact of recyclate prices?
Well, in fiscal year 22, we have enjoyed high recycled prices, and we see that continue also in fiscal year 23 so far. And we note that the strength of these recyclates has come about from structural changes in the market. The demand for secondary materials is increasing as producers take more responsibility for the waste they generate, and corporate ESG agendas focus on reducing their carbon footprint. And our secondary materials have lower carbon footprint than the virgin alternatives, which is driving demand. Also, the quality of our secondary materials is improving, which makes it easier to use them as a drop-in for the virgin materials that they are replacing. And in some cases, this has driven recycled prices to above virgin alternatives, which we have not seen before.
What opportunities are out there for growth?
Well, organically, our growth will be fueled by a continued expansion of our recycling capacity in the Netherlands and Belgium. And that will allow us to recycle more of the waste streams we collect and to produce secondary materials of higher quality. So we're following our market strategy, increasing recycling rates, delivering growth in product quality. Now, prioritizing these in the first 2 pillars of our growth strategy is expected to deliver a minimum of additional of 20 million euros of EBIT by fiscal year 26.
So that's organic growth. Let's look at inorganic growth.
Yeah, inorganic growth is driven by merger and acquisition pipeline that we're working on. Within the Netherlands and Belgium, we aim to actively participate in the sector consolidation that we see going on. And as we look at international expansion, we see two phases. In the immediate term, there are opportunities to expand in niche waste segments where collection is not a required part of the business model, like we also don't do it in the Benelux. An example is glass recycling, white good recycling, and also mattresses recycling. Now, longer term, we believe that our model is replicable in other countries. That is for the commercial waste business, where we collect waste and we also recycle it. And then we think specifically at countries where the advanced circular economy is already developed. At Renewi, we have created what we call the Renewi Advanced Circular Economy, or RACE Index. And that indexes all European countries, assessing them for the suitability for our services based on factors such as recycling rate, landfill rate, taxation of incineration and landfill. And the RACE Index confirms that Netherlands and Belgium are two of the most advanced circular economies. It also highlights that there are a number of other countries, like Denmark, Sweden, Germany, and also the UK, that are quite similar. And there we see scope for successful and profitable expansion.
Otto, thank you for joining me today and best of luck in the year ahead.
Thank you very much for your time and for the interview. It was a pleasure.